Your car tries to tell you things, you just gotta listen. One big thing it screams about is getting too hot. The first place you'll probably see trouble is your dashboard. Look at that temperature gauge. Does it look like a rocket heading for the moon? If it's climbing way past the middle mark or into the red zone, Houston, we have a problem. Most cars like to keep their cool right in the center. So a needle pointing sky high is a big, flashing warning sign. Don't ignore it, or you'll be asking for expensive trouble down the road, believe me. Another very obvious sign, and one you can't miss, is steam. Lots of it. If you see white clouds billowing out from under your hood, pull over. Safely, of course. That's not your car trying to be a choo-choo train. That's hot coolant or water turning into steam because things are way too fiery in there. It can look pretty dramatic, like a science experiment gone wrong, but it's a serious signal that your engine's cooling system is overwhelmed and needs immediate attention. Don't just keep driving hoping it'll go away, it won't. Then there are the smells. Your nose knows, you know? If you start smelling something sweet, almost like maple syrup, that's probably antifreeze leaking out. Antifreeze or coolant has a very distinct smell, and it means it's escaping from where it should be. You might also smell hot oil or even burning rubber if a belt is slipping badly due to the heat. These aren't perfumes your car should be wearing. They are smells that tell you parts are getting cooked, and that's never a good thing for your engine's health or your bank account. Sometimes, your car will act funny too. You might notice it's losing power. You press the gas, but it doesn't want to go like it usually does. It might feel sluggish, like it's dragging a heavy weight. You could also hear strange noises like knocking or pinging from the engine. This happens because when an engine gets too hot, the metal parts expand, and things don't fit together right anymore. It's your car's way of saying, I'm really struggling here, boss. Pay attention to these performance drops, especially if they come with other signs of overheating. Alright, so your car is hotter than a $2 pistol. First things first, safety. Don't just pop that hood open right away. If there's steam pouring out or if that engine is sizzling, you wait. Let it cool down for a good while, maybe 30 minutes or more. You don't want to get a face full of hot steam or burn your hands on a scorching engine block. Trust me, a steam burn is no joke. So, patience is key here. Find a safe place to park, turn off the engine, and just let it sit and chill out before you even think about touching anything under there. Once things have cooled down enough to be safe, the first thing to look at is your coolant. This is the lifeblood of your cooling system. Most cars have a see-through plastic bottle called the coolant reservoir or overflow tank. It'll have min and max lines on it. Is the coolant level below the min line? That's a problem. If it's empty, that's a big problem. You can also, very carefully, check the radiator itself, but only when it's completely cool. Never ever open a hot radiator cap. Hot, pressurized coolant will spray out and can scald you badly. Next, take a good look at your radiator. It's that big metal thing at the front of that engine bay, usually with a fan behind it. Are the fins all bent up or clogged with bugs, leaves, and dirt? Air needs to flow through there to cool the coolant. If it's blocked, it can't do its job right. Also, check the radiator for any obvious leaks or wet spots. Look for green, orange, or pinkish stains, as that's the color of most antifreeze. A small leak can turn into a big overheating headache if you don't catch it early. Now cast your eyes on the rubber hoses. There are big ones going to and from the radiator and smaller ones for the heater. Squeeze them, when cool of course. Do they feel mushy, soft, or brittle and cracked? Are the clamps tight? A burst hose is a common reason for sudden overheating because all your coolant just dumps out. Also check your belts. The belt that drives the water pump is super important. Is it loose, cracked, or shiny and glazed? And make sure your cooling fan, whether it's electric or belt-driven, is actually working. If the fan's not spinning, your engine won't get cooled when you're stopped or moving slowly. Prevention is always cheaper than a big repair bill. Always. The number one thing you can do is keep an eye on that coolant level. Make it a habit. Every time you fill up with gas, or at least once a month, peek at that coolant reservoir. Is it between the min and max lines? If it's low, top it up with the right kind of coolant for your car. Don't just use water, especially in winter because water freezes and can crack your engine block. Using the correct antifreeze mixture is crucial for proper cooling and protection against corrosion. Another biggie is changing your coolant regularly. Just like oil, coolant gets old and doesn't work as well over time. It loses its anti-corrosion properties, and gunk can build up in your cooling system, clogging things up. Your car's owner's manual will tell you how often to change it. Usually it's every few years or a certain number of miles. Don't skip this. A coolant flush and fill is way cheaper than replacing a radiator or, heaven forbid, an engine. It's a simple maintenance task that can save you a world of hurt. Keep that radiator clean on the outside. Think of it like the lungs of your cooling system. It needs to breathe. Over time, the front of your radiator can get plastered with bugs, dirt, leaves, and road grime. This blocks airflow, and that means the coolant doesn't get cooled as efficiently. Every now and then, especially after a long trip or during bug season, take a gentle hose, not a high-pressure washer, and wash that stuff off the radiator fins. You'd be surprised how much gunk can build up there and how much difference a clean radiator makes. And listen, if you see a small leak, a tiny drip of coolant on your driveway, don't just say, "Oh, it's small, no big deal." Small leaks have a nasty habit of becoming big leaks, often at the worst possible time, like when you're stuck in traffic on a hot day. Get those little issues fixed pronto. Maybe it's just a loose hose clamp, or maybe a hose is starting to go. Whatever it is, addressing small cooling system problems early is key to preventing a major overheating meltdown and keeping your car reliable. Let me tell you straight, driving an overheating car is like playing Russian roulette with your engine. It's a really bad idea. When your engine gets too hot, metal parts expand more than they should. This can cause serious, and I mean seriously expensive damage. We're talking about things like a warped cylinder head. That means the top part of your engine gets bent out of shape, and it won't seal properly anymore. Fixing that isn't cheap, not by a long shot. It involves taking a big chunk of your engine apart. Even worse, you could blow a head gasket. The head gasket is a critical seal between the engine block and the cylinder head. If it fails because of extreme heat, coolant can leak into your cylinders, or oil can mix with coolant. That's a recipe for disaster. You'll see white smoke from the exhaust or milky, foamy oil. A blown head gasket is one of the costliest repairs you can face, short of replacing the entire engine. So, that little red light or high temperature reading, it's screaming at you to stop before you empty your savings account. The good news is, if you catch overheating early and deal with it, you can often avoid these wallet-busting nightmares. That's why those warning signs are there. If your temperature gauge starts to climb, pull over, let it cool, and figure out what's wrong. Maybe it's just low coolant. Maybe a fan isn't working. These are often much simpler and cheaper fixes if you address them right away. Ignoring the problem and pushing your car just a little further is where people get into deep financial trouble. Don't be that person. So, the bottom line is this. Take care of your car's cooling system and it'll take care of you. Regular checks, timely maintenance, and quick action when something seems off. That's the secret. It's not rocket science. Just a bit of attention can keep your engine running cool and smooth for years to come, saving you from those big, ugly repair bills that nobody wants. Keep it cool, keep it running, and keep your money in your pocket. That's the smart way to own a car, plain and simple.